I'm Lundy Hollenbeck, and welcome to Women Taking on Sports here on ESPN Chattanooga 95.3. We talk all things female sports here, from athletes to coaches to even women working in the sports industry. And today we are lucky enough to be joined by Leticia Chatman, Brainerd High School head softball coach. Leticia, thank you so much for joining us.
It's my pleasure. I'm great to be here and be able to speak with you on Women Taking on Sports.
Yes, I love it. So tell us how long you have been coaching.
I started coaching. It's been about seven to 8 years now. I started with my daughter. I have 3 girls. They all play softball. But that's when I started with my oldest is now, she is about to be 15. And I started coaching her when she was 9.
Wow. Okay. So it all started within the home. Okay. So when did you decide you wanted to get into coaching? Was it because of your daughters?
No, ma'am. I have always wanted to be especially a softball coach. I come from a sports family. If anyone in Chattanooga, Tennessee knows the coach Robert Hyde that coached at Brainerd High School, that was my uncle. So I grew up in the gym.
Okay.
Hearing and watching the sports, and I just became, for the love. It's a lot of boys on my dad's side of the family, the High boys, they play sports, and I was just always into sports. However, my mother, her name is Letha High. She is softball. She played softball all her life, and she's inducted in Chattanooga Softball Hall of Fame.
Whoa.
Softball is the girls' love heart. That's our heart. That's our passion. Mm-hmm. So shouts out to my mom and growing up on a softball field also. And then when I began to play, I'm 39 years old, and then it just wasn't a big booming thing. So I couldn't wait to, I want to have, start a pro softball team. Well, they've already created that. And I just always wanted to coach and teach those that can't afford training, those that can't get out there, go to this camp, that camp, this camp. So I got into, especially when my daughters got older, I was like, if I can't afford the trainings, I can train them myself. So I got into coaching, and it's been amazing just to see the young ladies that I've coached and helped, and just to see the young ladies that have that passion for it just makes it all the better of why I'm coaching.
Yes, I completely understand that. Well, what are some of the biggest misconceptions of being a female coach?
We don't know what we're talking about. number one topic. That's the main thing really, is being a female coach. I've also been an assistant coach for basketball in middle school under the direction of Paul Gaffney. He was a 15-year veteran he played 15 years for the Harlem Globetrotters. And he also has his own school, GAPA Academy in Cleveland. And I coached up under him a girls basketball team. And even when things go on, they look for the man. They look for the man that's coaching. They look for what male is around to see if, the females, it's just taken that we don't know the game. We don't know what we're talking about. And that's just it's a fluke. It's a fluke. Because I feel the same way. Every job, every career in the world, you go, you study those books, you study it, you practice it, and guess what? You're going to know it just as well as the next person is going to know it.
That's exactly right. Well, with all that being said, do you feel that women coaches are giving the same opportunities as a male coach? Does that go hand in hand?
I do not feel that it is the same. We have to go a little harder. We have to prove more things in order to get the people in my community know me. I broke records at Brainerd High School. I pitched 3 no-hitters back to back.
Okay.
It was my senior year, my junior year. I took Brainerd High School softball team. We came in second place in the district 2 years in a row. We made it to regionals. and the people in my community know me. They know how well I coach softball. They know my passion for it. However, to grow as a coach in that sport, I'm having to do more. I want to grow. I want to get to bigger schools. I want to, I'm just going to say it, in the Black community, softball is not a thing. So trying to get a softball field for Brainerd High School, it's a struggle. Trying to get all the equipment that I need, it's a struggle. And I do want to grow as far as a softball coach to bigger schools, schools that support softball. And even though one of my goals is to coach softball on a college level. So to get to that point, I have to do a lot more in my realm as far as trying to get myself out there, trying to get someone to believe in me, someone to say, hey, here's an opportunity, because in my community it's not taken seriously. It's just not a sport that they support. So yes, we do have to, as a female, we do have to go harder. We have to show and prove much more than a male does just to take on the coaching role.
Just to be believed that you can do that role.
Yes.
Well, let's talk about some of your firsthand experiences, some of the obstacles that you have faced being a female coach.
Oh, in the games, I have experienced, and not all umpires are bad, but you have some. You have some that just, and even when I have to, hey, timeout, Blue, this, question a call, it's like, no, go to the dugout. But if a male coach is able to, hey, question a call, they're able to go all the way down to the umpire, have a whole full-blown discussion about it, as to where I got to stand back because it just comes off that this female, because I'm literally female. And it has been said before in certain games, because I've coached from rec ball, I've coached travel ball teams.
Okay.
Travel ball team with a head umpire in the city of Chattanooga. And I have had to experience that, even coaching with him. Like, nah, she don't know what she's talking about. Hey, and then the male coach has to go down to do all the talking, and that matter. I've even was in a team that I coached, the Bethlehem Hornets. Two other female coaches I coached with. I do want to say, shouts out to Michelle Taylor, Kiara Taylor, Keosha Leftwich, and Denisha Leftwich, but her new last name, she's married now. But Denisha Hamilton, we were coaching a team in a select softball tournament, and we were playing against one of the number one select softball associations in Chattanooga, Tennessee, in the championship game. And it was just very, very intense. And there was a call that was made. It's nothing but female coaches. It was just female coaches coaching the softball team that I coached. And we were playing against, again, one of the number one softball select associations here in Chattanooga. The entire park came to the fence and was going off on me and my coaches to let us know we're wrong. They went and got the head man, and I had to gain control and let the head man know, hey, I'm the head coach. That's the head coach over there. This is the umpire. This argument, this debate should be between nobody except for the head coaches, the umpire, and the gentleman that was running the tournament. That's it. But because all they saw was female coaches coaching this team that they felt should not have made it to the championship game, that they underestimated because they were coached by women. It's been a trying time to coach. It's just rough. It's hard, but what those experiences does though for me is it's a stepping stool. It
Mm-hmm.
makes me better as a coach. It makes me, and I've learned also how to maneuver around in,
Mm-hmm.
in this coaching field as a female coach. Not even just in softball, but knowing sports the way I do know sports. I'm
Mm-hmm.
one you do see at the basketball games yelling, going crazy,
Mm-hmm.
whatever team I support. Um, but it has made it it's been a difficult, trying time. However, it's been a pleasant, humbling time as well
Mm-hmm.
because it just makes me better. And I love to show and prove more so than talk about it. I'm going to be about it. So that way we can sit down and have a conversation. Anybody can talk sports with me. And then that's when they look and say, yeah, she knows what she's talking about. I had a
Exactly.
coach to come to me on a high school level, as I've been coaching Brainerd High School and trying to develop that program. A coach came to me and was like, you really know what you're talking about. I love to watch you coach. And to get that's the prize for me. That's
Mm-hmm.
the prize. Because when we go out there, they don't think I know what I'm talking about or know what I'm doing. But once they see how we're warming up, they see how they're playing and see the development from the beginning of the season to the end. That's when then they're like, after the games, I get parents from the other teams. They're like, you really know the game. I love how you coach them, how you encourage them, how you talk to them. Because being a coach is not just about sports; it's about building character as well.
That's
So
exactly right. And people always root for the underdog. So people always want that person who isn't expected to win to come out with the trophy. So I'm sure being underestimated for you when you do have those moments where you prove people wrong, that has to feel good.
Oh, yes. It feels good just because now you know. And that's
Mm-hmm.
also a part of how I'm going to be able to build myself up to prepare for what's more to come for me.
Mm-hmm.
Because we live in a society where it's not what you know, it's who you know. And word of mouth gets around. Hey, y'all hear about the Brainerd High School softball coach? And seeing me around now, and they see me in the summertime, they see me on season, off season, they see me around more sports, other sports, because I'm at all football games, I'm at all basketball games, and they listen to me and they hear me. Yeah, she's going to fight that call. She's gonna,
Mm-hmm.
so word of mouth is huge to me as well, because I still represent myself as a human. I represent myself as a female. I represent myself as a woman also.
Mm-hmm. That's exactly right. Once again, we are talking to Leticia Chatman, head softball coach at Brainerd High School, here on Women Taking on Sports on ESPN Chattanooga 95.3. And I want to switch gears a little bit and talk about your players. Do you have any players that have just performed so well on and off the field that you want to talk about for a second?
Yes, I do. I have my high school level, Brainerd High School students. I have a student named Kiriana Bullard. She picked up softball while in middle school, and she's fallen in love with it. Now she plays summer ball. She's never played summer ball, known too much about it. She's also she's smart, good grades, and she has been going to she's involved heavily with our JROTC program.
Hmm.
So Sergeant Major Henderson at Brainerd High School works very well with her and getting her into different. She just came back from a boot camp program. That also just the discipline as a coach, showing them different things about their character, and then combining that with other things that she's doing in her life. I see the growth in her. I see her excelling, and just she has learned. So she's opened up more, because she used to be very kind of shy and reserved.
Mm-hmm.
So now she's more open and social, and she's such an encouraging young lady when it comes to her softball teammates. I have some girls that I've coached in the summer who are extremely excelling. Their rising ninth graders, actually. Lovely Hill. She is extremely smart. Her goal is to go to college and become a lawyer. She is into her community service. She's been playing softball all her life. I have Kaylee Ballinger. She is coming into high school with already 4 credits. Straight A student. She is softball. Those 2 young ladies are softball year round. And just to see them, how they have developed as young ladies, and even how now having softball friends, the softball sisterhood is so close, and they have just grown to become, mature young ladies. They making sure to surround themselves with positivity and positive people, and other young softball players look up to them. I'm also my goddaughter. Her name is Kadeja Collins. She freshman of the year for Grambling State University. Look out for her. She just did a softball camp here in Chattanooga as well. She is an excellent softball player, and that's my goddaughter. So I've watched her from birth. And her mother, we played softball together, Keosha Leftwich. There's others. My second daughter, her softball team, those young ladies are in middle school now. And they are a group of girls that's been together for a good while now. And their bond and how they encourage other young ladies to come and play softball, and their characters and the schools that they're going to, they're just excelling in what they want to be, not just in a sport, but as, they're so focused on their careers already, because they talk about it with each other, So one of my favorite sayings is teamwork makes the dream work. And that's what I try to instill in each child, because one may be struggling in a subject in school, but their teamwork together, knowing in order to play softball, you have to have these grades. They're like, okay, what do you need help with? Math, English, and then they point each other in the directions of who's great, whose strengths is math, whose strengths is English. So it helps build them all around.
I mean, you think about it, you get such a community when you're playing a sport. And most of the time, these young adults don't like school, because who did at that age? So if they can switch their gears in their mind to say, well, if I want to play softball, I got to do well in class. So it almost should go hand in hand. So I know you all have worked really hard your last softball season. So how do you all think next season will be for you?
I think next season is every year is going to get greater and greater and greater. That's my goal. Starting off, I'm a realist coach as well. So I don't feed my girls dreams. I give them reality, and then we can get to the dreams. The reality is where we are on the playing field at that moment. And I let them know where we are right now. We're not going to win that many games, but I need to progress each game. That's why we come out here and practice. And I instill in them, the reality of next year, we're going to be even better. And this is what they love. And I'm one of those coaches, I'm going to make it fun for them. We can drill. Every coach wants to win. That's not my mentality. The winning piece is the progress.
Right.
The winning piece is watching them go through the whole progress. Brainerd High School hasn't won a game in some years. It's been a long lot of years, I'm thinking. However, last year we won 2 games. And each game, the opposite team, the score, the points. I was explaining them how the points. If this team beats you by 20 points, the next game I needed to drop. It cannot go higher than 20. The next game I needed to go down under 15. So it's the small goals that I like to accomplish. And I want to shout out 2 more ladies that coach, Candace and Celeste Douglas. They coach my 9-year-old. They coach 3 teams right now. And I acknowledge how they encourage and motivate the girls. They celebrate the small victories. And if you celebrate small victories, especially when they're younger, it makes them more passionate
Mm-hmm.
for sport. It makes them want to keep going and never give up. Although we lost this game, I got 2 hits. In the last game, I struck out every time. So celebrating those small victories
Exactly.
and the small goals is going to lead you to those bigger goals.
Well, they do have a coach like you that is in their corner and so passionate and so optimistic for them, and that's half the battle. So I
Yes.
think that they're in the right place. You know, you said
Yes.
it yourself that a lot of inner city students don't like softball. So
Yes.
you've got a lot of challenges ahead of you, and you seem like you're up for the challenge. So
Oh, I'm
that's
a
what's important.
I'm a behavior management specialist in the school system.
Right. Yeah, we didn't even have time to get to that.
And the thing is, once you realize these kids just need a pat on the back and a little bit of support, they will do
Mm-hmm.
anything you ask them to. I
That's
had
right.
girls come out try out for softball that's never stepped foot, like never played a sport, but
Mm-hmm.
because Miss Chatman is coaching, we're gonna have fun. It's gonna be fun, although we're gonna be tired. I get out there and I involve myself with them as well.
Mm-hmm.
So I love to play it,
Very
also
important.
I get out there, practice with them, being involved with them and
Mm-hmm.
having fun with them at the same time. These kids will do anything you ask them to do.
That's true. Well, my last question for you is if you could give advice to a young female coach thinking about getting involved in coaching, what would you say?
Go for it. Go for it. Don't let nothing hold you, nothing or nobody stop you, hold you back. If you need encouragement, if you need some help getting started, come and find me, Leticia Chatman. I will be working at Tyner Middle School this year as a behavior specialist, but I'll still be softball coach at Brainerd High School. It is the most fun, most inspirational thing I have
Mm-hmm.
done, which is coaching, especially softball, because softball is my
Yes.
heart. But coaching and being able to, there's a lot of things that we don't recognize that, a male coaching sports, that's cool, that's nice. But when it comes to coaching females,
It's a different breed.
it's a different,
We're
it is
almost going to run out of time, so I don't want us to cut us off at all. But
yes.
this has been another episode of Women Taking on Sports here on ESPN Chattanooga 95.3. I'm Lundy Hollenbeck, and we have had the pleasure of speaking to head softball coach for Brainerd High School, Leticia Chatman. Thank you so much. I can't wait to talk to you again.
Love everybody in the whole city. Come out, support us, Brainerd High School's softball team.